Yo, can you hear me? You listening to
WAW. What a week.
Eta, welcome to another edition of WOW What a Week. It is still the month of August, so we are profiling and hanging out with incredible women whom either you know or you should know. Let's get the show on the road.
This is
What a week. What a week. You can't make this shit up.
And our first guest is in the building. In fact, she's a return soldier because the first time she was here was last year, I think in May. And she's back again because she's very stubborn, you see. And who am I to argue with someone who says I'm coming back? I'm one of these guys that's actually, I can't dump anyone. If they say it's not over, I'm like, okay, it's not over. And then we kind of hang in there and see if this thing will sort itself out.
Here.
You're the nyamazelist.
I'm pushing.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Wazi M Kunene. Back for a second tour.
Oh, and I'm loving your furniture and everything.
This old furniture.
I'm a podcaster, sebenza bafowethu.
This
A
old
whole
furniture.
mat.
Dude.
I love it. And I'm matching with your...
We bought it from a guy there who sells from his car.
Yeah.
It still smells like oil.
I love it. And you guys have cups now.
Yeah,
Yeah, the last time I was here, what was I drinking out of?
You know-
camping.
You know what the funny thing is? That's our last one.
Oh, so be careful.
So we need to order more.
Oh, okay. I love it.
Yeah, so you've got our last stock.
Oh, I love it.
Enjoy it. Wazi, welcome back.
Oh, thank you so much for having me back.
So you've been in KZN visiting your sister.
Yes, I was visiting my sister. One of my sisters live in Poland. So
Okay.
she comes down like once a year
Okay.
for like a few days.
Yes,
so I had
yes,
to
yes,
just pack and go see her. Had a lovely time actually. I was at my aunt's place, just having a good time with my cousins.
Sure.
Have an 8-year-old cousin.
Yo, imagine.
the difference.
Yes.
Yeah,
What
I
do
could
you-
be her mom.
What do you guys talk about?
I could be her mom if I was brave to engage in that lifestyle of mothering.
As cousins, what do you guys talk about?
You know what? It's so awkward. I talk about the same things with everybody, no matter your age. Of course, language and stuff.
Absolutely.
But I be kicking it however she wants to kick it. She loves yoga, so let's do it.
Is she aware that a year and a half ago you voted best newcomer comedian
Oh
at the
no.
Comics Choice Awards?
No, my cousins don't know me. Actually, she asked me this weekend.
So I know you're just auntie.
Nah, I'm not even
Or
aunt.
cousin.
She actually asked me this weekend, what's my real name?
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh my goodness. I have to introduce myself to the... She's like, actually, we were at a shop. And she's like, actually, what's your real name? And I was like, Wazi. My name is Wazi. Like, oh, okay. I was like, damn.
So what do you do?
Who are you? Like, what's your plan? You just pop up here once a year. We don't know what's going on. They don't know me. Which is great. Keep it like that.
Now, the last time you were here, like I said, was a year and about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
What have you been up to in
Been up to quite a lot.
in that window?
First, I was suffering from PAT. And so I had to...
PAT?
Yes. Oh, for those who don't know, post-award trauma.
Oh,
Yes.
Okay. So how does post-award trauma work?
It's traumatizing.
Is
Like,
this where
guys, being a winner is traumatizing.
Is this when you walk around everywhere with the awards?
Like my graduation gown. Just going to buy some milk with my graduation gown. Like,
And the ones.
hello. hello. Yeah, I was going through that. So like just trying to keep myself away from cash crusaders, you know.
Yes,
trying
yes.
to go see how much will this be worth. I was like,
Yeah.
but I've been good, man. I've been quite busy doing a lot, and I'm really happy to be back here because I wanted to be back in like after a year.
Sure.
Just I was just booked and busy. Where was I? I was in Zambia, I think. Yeah. So just living, award winner life. Award winner life, being international, stuff like that.
In Zambia's like, do you know who I am? Do you know
Like,
who I am?
no, we don't know who you are, please. What's your real name? My name is Wazi.
Did you hope or feel or think being an award winner would change anything, and did it change anything?
I think it aroused.
Aroused, big words. Huh?
I think it aroused a hope.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it aroused a hope. So
It reminds you.
yeah, that something
that
might be possible.
someone
something,
sees me.
Yeah, something might.
Yes.
You in a radar, Wazi. You in a radar. Like
Exactly.
okay, it did arouse a bit of hope that my career would. Like I'd get some hands in my career, just keep things moving forward.
Yeah.
But I was really glad that last year wasn't my first year in comedy.
Sure.
I had already started putting up shows.
Yes.
I already started touring. I already started, making myself visible to people who book.
That was movement.
Yeah. So there was movement already. If there wasn't movement already and I was just hoping to begin this life
Like,
last year,
ta-da.
PAT will hit me hard. Harder.
In fact, we first spoke about women who kill
Yeah.
last year
Yeah.
in May. What is women who kill? Because I see you're back on the road.
Yeah. Women who
Killing
kill.
even more.
Killing me. I gotta kill.
You Moses Sithole as you.
I get so anxious with interviews. I try to avoid them sometimes because I feel like I'm being summoned to come and answer.
Come and account.
Tell us, where is this dopeness coming from?
Exactly.
Speak to us. And I was like, I don't know, guys. I don't know how to put it in words. Women Who Kill, I started doing this show in 2022 where I'm just booking theaters. I want to expose the South African audience that is very interested in comedy right now to all the dope women comics.
Ah, yes.
And it's very easy because South African comedians, you can't run out. You can't run out of really powerful comedians. So I really wanted to expose the audience that I was growing and just more people who are joining and watching comedy, that they are super dope women comedy.
Absolutely.
I mean, women in comedy.
Yes.
And so I've been going around Joburg, Cape Town.
How do you source your lineup?
How do I source my lineup? You know what? I feel so privileged, especially with this show that's coming up on the 30th. I have Khanyisa Bunu on my lineup.
I watched her at Gemelli last week or week before last. She was amazing.
She's too nice.
I love her.
She's lovely. She's so dope.
Also, I've volunteered to be one of her number one supporters for her soccer team.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to be a cheerleader there.
So I don't know if I can do the pom-pom thing, but once in a while I'll show up and just look important.
All right.
I'll pace with her along the touchline.
Yeah.
there,
Would you do
exactly.
that for our show next year? I just want you to just stand.
Next year?
No. This coming show. Just pass by.
What day of the week is the show?
It's going to be on a Friday.
Next week, Friday.
Yes, Friday, 7 p.m. Market Theatre.
I'll be out of the country.
Oh, booked and busy.
DJs who kill.
DJs who kill. No, that wouldn't sit well because some DJs really kill.
There's also that. Okay, so Khanyisa is on the lineup?
Khanyisa Bunu is on the lineup.
Okay, so this show is next week, Friday.
This show is next week, Friday, 30 August, Market Theatre Laboratory.
Okay.
I'm coming through with Khanyisa Bunu,
Okay.
Stella Dlangalala,
Okay.
and Waylene Bucas.
Wow.
It's going to be a jam. I'm your host, obviously.
No, man, is it Bierkus or Bierkus?
Bucas.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh!
Get it right.
Did she pay you for this, Waylene?
No, man.
You just want to correct people.
If you get it wrong, Waylene will be whiling.
No, she'll be whiling.
Exactly. So we're trying to avoid that.
Waylene the Whiler. So she'll be
Exactly.
at the show. It's going to be a really powerful show. We had one actually last year at the Market Theatre that also did well. So just want to keep bringing it back and trying with every show to bring more of the comedians that you'd also want to see. Yeah.
So last weekend, I attended Celeste and the Big Dudes. It is probably the funniest comedy show I've been to in the last 15 years.
Ooh.
It was amazing.
Wasn't it just beautiful?
Everyone brought the A game.
Yeah.
Like everyone brought the A game.
Yeah.
Especially the boys
I mean, it's Celeste Dooley. You have to bring your A game. What are you doing?
Especially the boys from KZN.
Yeah.
I think they brought a special flavor to that show. It was incredible. When you look at shows like that,
Yeah.
at a inspiration level, does that help?
Oh man, not even just the show, just the person who does it. It's like very inspiring.
Yes.
There's no way for me to be sad at home thinking that I won't make it or that I won't succeed or that I should stop if this doesn't work out, not put up another show. I have Celeste to look at. I have very wonderful comedians to look at and know that this can work. If you put in the work, this will be dope. This will go far. It's just beautiful to see it's the last part of the product, but like the whole journey, the person, everything is very inspiring.
And I think a sad thing about a lot of us in our industry is we're not audacious enough.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes you need to have the audacity, the nkani,
You
to
have
say,
to.
I'm doing this.
I'm doing this. And I feel like a lot of people get held back because of the fear of the thing not working out.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you, it probably will not, but you have to keep going. It
Sure.
might work out on the 10th.
Exactly.
It might work out on the 15th year, but you just have to keep going. There's only one life that you're going to be here for.
There's a saying, if you don't find out what doesn't work,
Yeah.
how are you going to know what does?
Yeah, and
So jump in.
And these lessons are expensive. You're gonna have to put up a show that no one is gonna come to, and go home and then do it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no no. You can't be an artist and be shy for trying. You can't be shy to try. You have to.
So how do you deal with that show where the turnout is not what you had hoped for,
Yeah.
but the show must go on?
The show must go on.
Yeah.
Well, first things first for me is the show must go on. So whether I'm performing for a less desired audience number or, the show must go on. And I'm very proud when, if even ever, like I get into a moment like that, I'm very proud because I'm like, you know what? It takes a lot to book a theater, to convince a theater that you're going to put up a show.
Like I said, the
to
audacity.
put the money in. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to be like, okay, cool. I don't have bread this month.
Yeah.
My bread is these posters.
Exactly.
You have to do it.
In fact, if I were you, because
Yeah.
you also write children's books,
Yes.
depending on the lineup, or the turnout, I'd call of them, come sit here, children.
Okay, change the show now.
And
Now
read
it's a
them a
children's
book.
show.
Read them a
Nah,
book.
just one book will take me at least an hour. I've got a show. Oh man, I love writing for children.
Yeah.
I love writing for children. I think it heals the child in me that I can't let go of, that I need to heal so that I can be a better adult myself. I love it so
So
much.
what's the child healing from?
Fresh. Don't ask me about
You went there, so
Don't.
you can't open a door and then say, don't walk in.
Like I'm sneaking next interview.
Exactly.
No, like I've been in the process from last year after my award of re-raising myself.
Sure.
Right. It's like I'm just like in my mind. I had to change the talk in my mind, the voice in my mind, and so I started re-raising myself. Just getting another mother in my mind.
Okay, so for those that are uninitiated, so her mom... literally you had an absent mom, as it were.
Yes,
right?
absent mom and absent father.
Yes.
Yes.
So Gogo raised you.
Yes, my grandmother raised me,
Yes.
and she's passed away also. So in that world, you do.
So how does re-raising yourself, what does it look like, re-raising yourself?
It's just like just having a different support system in your mind.
Okay.
Just changing the maybe the negative talk that you have, or
yes.
the relationship that you have with yourself, how
Yes.
you protect yourself, how you take yourself out into the world. So I've been re-raising myself, but I made a mistake. I re-raised myself as a single mom,
Oh,
and I
shit.
was like, oh, why do I have the choice? I can have both parents.
Exactly.
Like, what am I suffering from? Like, the South African syndrome. So I was like, what, this year, let me get a dad involved.
Ah, yes.
And like, I'm very scared, but it's a new journey. So like, I'm making up a new father, and they're gonna be good parents to me.
Sure.
So watch out, guys. The healing that's about to come out of me.
What do you guys talk about?
Like, just,
With this dad that you never had, but because you're re-raising yourself.
Yeah.
And it's therapy also.
Yeah.
What do you guys talk about? That you wish you would have discussed with a dad when you
Yeah.
were a girl.
It's very tricky. I mean, just a dad to give you the insight of how to carry yourself around other men. How to get into their mind, and how to see how they navigate the world, and how they see you as a woman.
Absolutely.
So that's very important information to know. How does Fresh look at me, and how will I?
You need a snitch on
Yeah,
your
I need a
team,
snitch.
on
You
your
need, and a
team.
dad is a very good snitch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but if that fails, maybe a brother and uncle, or maybe really good male friends who'll snitch, and then you collect some info there. You do the same for them, so that when you outside in the world, you can handle yourself. Now out here just rocking my knees for an appreciative man as an award winner. I don't ride no more.
Imagine. So you're done writing?
No, I don't ride anymore.
Oh, you don't ride? Your house, like, why would you stop writing?
No.
That's your therapy.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. So yeah, you need snitches. You do. But there's some good people that come up in your life. I have really good friends.
Sure.
Very, very good friends.
Yeah. So one of the big stories over the last 2 weeks was Floyd Shivambu and Mzwanele Manyi leaving the EFF. And initially, Juju was very gracious about it last week. And then this week...
You look surprised.
Eh?
You look surprised.
No, because I was waiting. Because I was there and saying, wait for it. Because that train is never late.
Yeah.
And then Juju re-emerged this week, basically telling everybody where to get off. And you could sense the betrayal in his voice, in his demeanor, in his... Juju generally, you know where he's going with what he's saying. But I almost felt like, because he speaks from the heart, it wasn't as structured as it normally is.
So he wasn't...
Possibly because it's coming from a place of hurt. That's what
feelings.
I picked up. What I picked up. How do you deal with betrayal? Have you had to deal with betrayal?
Gosh. I guess... as an adult, I haven't yet bumped into like serious betrayal. I guess my biggest betrayal was that obviously my mother leaving me.
Your parents,
yeah. And so far, I haven't found something that tops that. But I do think that anything, whether it's betrayal or whatever a person arouses out of you, it's still within your control on how to handle that. But also, I don't think there's anything wrong with showing emotion if emotion is coming out of you at that time. So it's just unfortunate that obviously Juju cameras are out here. Everyone is analyzing your every word, your every breath. Fresh is about to cry. He wanted to cry.
Exactly.
But like, I don't think there's anything wrong with showing some emotion here and there, but just not letting it ride over you and take over the message that you want to have out in the world. I hope that's something, guys. That's all my NSFAS English. All of it.
Hey guys, that is why she writes children's books. Keeps it simple.
And also I'm a Zulu author, all right? I know my language.
But she writes for children.
Your kids read my books. Watch yourself.
Are you, is there any new stuff that's come out over the past year in terms of your writings?
For the children?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Last year, the whole collection of the grade 3s came out, which I'm really proud of. They're longer stories. I'm
nice.
I'm always happy to hear if someone is a teacher and they're like, hey, Wazi, we have Oxford in our school, so we saw your books there. I'm excited to get into more comedy writing.
Yes.
Now, I was very privileged to be in the writing room for the ending of the writing for the roast of Minnie Dlamini. I was very happy to be there, just get my pen moving as well, comedically.
Yes.
If you want to be on TV, I've got some sets that I've been recording for TV as well.
So where do we see your sets on TV?
You can check out Comedy Central. There's going to be a Savannah Comedy Bar that's going to come up.
Nice.
Yeah, I shared a bit about myself there, guys. I was vulnerable, so take care of me. I spoke a lot about how I protected myself. I had to gay a little bit.
Gay a little bit meaning what?
Like just trying to protect myself. I was just all my life I've just been running away from being penetrated. I just don't want anyone to...
Are you still running?
Yeah, but not as hard anymore. They find me here and there, but not as hard anymore. It's just, I'm trying my hardest to not be pregnant.
There's rubbers for that. What's the problem?
No. Not now. Not now. Probably not ever. And I feel like I avoid that or relationships just because, they bring you closer to pregnancy.
So you're still not in a relationship?
No.
A year and a bit later?
Yes.
Jeez, we need to actually...
I'm just fighting pregnancy, please. Those things bring you closer to... And I don't know, maybe a lot of women don't speak about it, right? But being in a committed relationship, I feel like, I don't know, the health cost of it. Like people relax in relationships. So I'm going to have to think about, okay, I'm going to have to take one for the team. I'm going to have to find, like, who's going to do the injections here, the preventions here, who's going to be, I'm going to have to take
the adult stuff.
Yeah, the adult stuff. It sounds like, I just feel so lazy to do that. So
does it get lonely on this journey of running away?
No, there's people. It's just safer on the streets than at home sometimes.
On the streets, how?
It's just safer on the streets than at home sometimes.
It was you, I drove past the other day holding a tree there.
It's safer on the streets. It's safer on the streets than at home. There's a lot of danger at home. Why you don't think so?
What?
That it's safer outside? Because you are aware when you're outside.
Are you asking me about my pull-out game? What do you mean is it safer outside?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Don't pull out, Fresh.
I have 5 kids. You can tell I failed.
Hey.
Yeah.
They got you.
Hey, dude.
They got you.
No, but sometimes what it is, sometimes when they clamp there.
Yeah.
You feel like a car that double
But I'm just doing that for fun. Pull out now.
Hey.
I'm just like trying to make the situation nice. Pull out.
When they clamp you like a double parked car in Sentin,
there's no way.
You give up. The Lord
give
has
up like
spoken.
Seng Banji.
The Lord has
It is what it is. No, guys. I feel like, yes, like when it comes to like relationship and like the seriousness of it, like a lot of the health falls on me.
Yes.
And I sometimes...
Like I said, you become the adult.
Yeah.
So like we just show up.
Yeah. And I have to make a plan about like you not pulling out. Now I have to make a plan. Because I can't spit it out with my vagina. It has already gone far.
That could be a party trick. Maybe you must learn.
Just everywhere. Like, that will be too much for people to know. Like, come in her, she will release it, you'll see. She'll spit it out. No.
You nigger her, she niggers you back. She's a niggist.
Take your souvenirs home, please.
Nigga, what? Wow. Wazi, where do we find you on social media if we want to support you?
Very simple. Social media everywhere. Wazi M Kunene. How nice. Don't have to use underscores.
Absolutely.
So nice to not share.
Wazi Kunene.
The one, the
S-A.
comedian. Come on, / No. Wazi M Kunene everywhere on social media. And you can see me live 30 August, 7 p.m. at the Market Theatre Laboratory.
Are there still tickets for women who
Yes,
kill?
there's still tickets. That's why I'm here. Buy these tickets, women who kill. Please, guys.
Yeah.
Also, this is just to also excite my landlord. Every time I do like interviews and promoting things, he's out there thinking, yes, it's coming together.
So the rent is still late.
Good luck. Good luck.
You're going to start doing interviews with a mask. Just in case he watches.
It's crazy. Good luck. Wishing you all the best, though.
Wazi, I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you so much, as always, for hanging out with us.
Thank you so much.
You're quite a vibe. I like you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So we'll see you at the market the 30th.
Yes.
That's next week, Friday.
Yes, for women who kill.
Ladies and gentlemen, she is a woman who kills. Make some noise for Wazi Kunene.
This is
Wow!
What a week. What a week. Celebrity guest.
Welcome back to part 2 of Wow, What a Week. Our guest, Otlaha Kada Kobodaman Kopitori. She's from the township of Mabopane and is a product of an all-girls school, and she's a former rodent. No, it's in Lehot. She went to Rhodes University. She's a soccer team owner and an actress and speaks fluent Spanish. Her flair and love for language and accents came in handy for playing the character Camina in The Queen, whom fans loved to hate. We almost lost her to medicine, but because she's squeamish, she's forced to heal us with her other gifts. You may have also met her through the role as traditional healer Zagiti in Isibaya, or in the movie The Silverton Siege as Rachel. Please give a warm welcome to the incredible, the inimitable, the effervescent, I'm throwing big words I don't know, Michelle Mosalakae.
Whoa, thank you so much.
Hey,
That is
Mitch.
crazy. Hi.
How you doing?
What an intro. My goodness.
No, the thing is, the greater the star, the greater the intro.
My goodness. Like, I am blushing. My face feels like it's about to explode. Thank you.
What's up?
Good job. No complaints
No,
at
go
all.
on.
How do you know some of those things? That's crazy.
I know. The thing is, when you're a fan, and the thing is, because I've been a fan of your work for quite a while, and I've been
Yeah.
saying to my office, if this year, if it
Wow.
that's okay.
Oh my gosh.
They must look for new work.
No, stop.
No, I'm for real. So they made it with
That's
4 or
cool.
5 months to go.
Oh
so,
my God.
so
Well, at least they secured their job.
so well done to my team.
Exactly.
You're here with your mom. Why is your mom here?
Yeah, I'm here with my mom. I go with her everywhere. She's my manager,
Okay.
my best friend, my helper, my guide, my everything. So she's always with me everywhere I go.
Deciding whether to have a momager or to get a manager, what goes into that?
Gosh, a lot. I think when I initially made the decision, it wasn't, I just knew. I was like, okay, I this is what I want to do.
Sure.
This is the person who knows me the best. She's somebody who's very good at learning new things, good with people.
Sure.
And so it was an easy decision. But as time has gone on, there's a lot of things that I would never have made a different choice, but I would say that it's not the easiest, obviously, working with a parent.
I was going to say, this next question, I need you to think very carefully
Yeah.
before you answer it.
Yeah.
It's a 2-part question.
Okay.
Why you should have your mom as your manager,
Okay.
and why you shouldn't have your mom as your
Okay.
manager.
All right. Well, why you should.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she would be the best person when it comes to negotiating any sort of contract
Sure.
or assessing whether or not an environment is good for you and
Sure, sure.
you're in every way, financially, mentally, emotionally. So she has my best interest at heart.
Absolutely.
Why you shouldn't. I'm a bit nervous because she is here, but I don't know. I think that you see the roles of manager and mother and daughter and I guess client begin to
And there's no switch, baby.
no, yeah, so sometimes I don't know. I wouldn't say we argue a lot, but I think that we have had to find better ways to communicate, which I don't think is a bad thing. You know, I just think that if you're not ready to change and improve and grow and get to know someone better, then maybe it isn't the best decision. But I think we're both open to finding new ways of communicating with each other.
How bad did it get between the two of you as you were finding each other? Because as a mother, obviously, sometimes she doesn't know when to switch that off.
Right.
But as a artist, you also want to be treated like an artist.
Absolutely.
And not as your child.
Absolutely.
How bad did it get before you found a rhythm?
It's a really amazing question and quite relevant because this is what we were talking about last night because we did have a little bit of a disagreement, but then it was about us going into that question, which is when do you turn on the one and switch off the other? But I said to her, I think I chose you as my manager because you're my mother. I don't think I would have chosen you just because, I mean, she's good at what she does. I think I would have still chosen her even if she wasn't my mother, but that was an integral part of it, knowing who she is. So I think that we've at least now been able to balance the two quite well because I still see her as her own independent person. At least now because of all the things we've gone through. Before, maybe I only saw her as my mom and this person who knows everything, and she knows a lot, she's very wise, but she's also human, so I think it's helped me understand her complexity.
What would you say about your industry shocked her the most?
Sure. Good question. There's not a lot that shocks her, to be honest, but I think maybe the extent of which people can be insincere. I think that she really does try to take what people say at face value, but right now, or at least now in our work together, she's a lot more skeptical, because that's the reality, I think, of any industry really, but this one more so. You can't just trust, and you need to kind of surround yourself with people who are sincere. So I think that shocked her the most, that people will say something and not really truly mean it.
Absolutely,
you know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of I say it for the sake of it, versus I actually meant it.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true. So it's like that's something that I've also had to learn, because I think I'm similar to her in that way.
Sure.
So yeah, it's good though. You know, some of these things aren't bad. When you learn difficult lessons, they shape you and shape your character. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Last night before you went to bed,
Yes.
what did you pray about?
Wow, this interview, definitely. So many things, you know, career, my soccer guys, I pray about them every day, every night. Just to have peace in my heart, and to live each day, and as to be present with each day. That's always my prayer, and just asking God for protection.
And then when you woke up this morning?
Pretty much the same prayer, just thanking God for the day.
Thank God I'm awake.
I'm awake,
I'm
thank
alive.
goodness I'm still here, heart is beating, we're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty much that. I think that I've also my prayers have become more about gratitude than anything else. Yeah, just being present. Yeah.
And that's a conversation I had with some of my boys the other day, that I know some of you only pray when the shit hits the fan. Versus you should pray every day.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
You must thank Braji just for allowing you to wake up.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. That means you have purpose, and that in itself is a blessing. So that's great that
he's trusted you with another 24 hours.
Exactly. So you know that in itself is like, you're good. You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree with you more.
You were saying you pray for your soccer team.
Yes.
You are the chairperson.
Yes. Exactly.
Why on earth do you have a soccer team, Michelle?
That's such a good question. I ask myself that every single day. What am I doing?
Okay, so tell us about the day,
Yeah.
if you recall, that you're like, okay, soccer team it is.
Gosh, it's quite a complex question, because I think I've loved soccer my whole life. My gran was a soccer fan. So it was so ingrained in me. But I think the day where I said, okay, let me start a team with my mom and my mom's partner, who's our coach. We were watching a lot of soccer, actual games, you know, going to, they call it like gambling or tournaments.
Yes.
And it was so exciting. And our coach had been involved with soccer for a while. So I think we kind of just sat down with my mom, because she's really good with that, always trying to see how do we make this sustainable long term. So she just said, I think we need to see how we can make this more professional.
Absolutely.
You know, because there were our coach had a small team, but it wasn't really anything that was professionally registered. So I think it just kind of gradually, as we were going to the gambling and tournaments, we realized that, okay, there's a lot of talent here. A lot of guys really want to play professional football. Let's start Armour FC, which is what happened 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when the inception started. That's when we registered the company or the football club as a company, and then the rest is really history. You know,
What's in a name? Why Armour FC?
So it's from the scripture in the Bible, Ephesians 6, from verse, I think 10 or 8, about putting on the full armor of God.
Yes.
Because for
in
us,
case there's an arsenal
there we
coming
go.
towards you.
There we go, exactly. You know, just sort of, and this is what we stand for, just equipping our players with mental and spiritual protection, because I think at the end of the day, no matter what industry you find yourself in, there are going to be challenges, so you do need to be, or at least try your best to arm yourself, especially spiritually, because sometimes life will show you flames.
Life has a way of just humbling you.
Yeah, so much.
And sometimes you've done nothing wrong.
Exactly.
You know, you're minding your own business.
Exactly.
And
there
life
it
just
is.
says, come
hello,
here. I wanna show
I've
you
arrived.
this.
Exactly. You know, so if you're not ready mentally and spiritually for that, it's hard to overcome those sort of challenges that sometimes you don't even understand why this is happening or have any sort of answers to, you know.
Would you say the name of your soccer club
Yes.
is also a metaphor for how we ought to live this life.
Absolutely.
That be forearmed all the time.
Absolutely.
Because you don't know what's coming.
Absolutely. That is so good. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. And I think that especially arming yourself spiritually is at the heart of it. And for our family and team, our faith is integral to everything we do. So some things, even if you try, which is good, you try to be mentally strong, you can feel a little bit down, but with God, I feel there's a strength that it's not about you. It's like the weaker you are, the stronger He is, so absolutely. I think that's a excellent metaphor.
Soccer development in the township, because ultimately that's what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
What would you say are your big challenges as a club?
Sure. My goodness, what a loaded question.
How long do we need? 2 hours?
Oh my goodness, seriously. It's actually heartbreaking. I'm not gonna lie, it's heartbreaking. I'm a researcher. Like, this is my passion, especially as a
Let me tell you why I agree with you about it being heartbreaking.
Yes.
I remember there was some dudes who were doing a soccer tournament for kids in the township. I think it was Heritage Day about 15 years ago. And he said to me, all we need is just meals for these kids. Because majority of them play on empty stomachs.
They do.
And they are so talented. And all he said to me was, just please provide meals for 2 teams.
100%.
That's all I need from you.
That's so true. It's still like that, so it's the basic needs are not met at all. And then, like you're saying, is that there's so much talent, but how far can you go when you are hungry and starving, So a lot of our guys have come to practice or games, and you can see that they haven't had a meal, so that for us was starting to worry, it was starting to worry us a lot, because you can see how talented they are, how passionate and dedicated they are, but then this basic need not being met is really affecting them, and also has the potential to kind of pull them away from the thing that they are passionate about. So we did a lot of research. My mom and I even went to the station commander in Deep Sloot to kind of just sit and figure out, like, what is happening, why is there so much strife here. And the main thing he pointed out was that I think at the time he said the biggest issue, or the biggest, I don't want to say criminal, but a young boy, I think who's like 15, was like kind of tyrant in the community. And I first thought I didn't hear him. I said, well, how old? 15? Like that to me is just like, what's happening? What's going on? But there's a lot of neglect, and I don't know. This is why I always encourage for, like, as much as possible for there to be a mother and a father in a home. There's a reason why traditionally it has been like that, and I don't think that it means that homes will be broken if they have single parents. But I think that when there are 2 parents, there's
a family unit almost guarantees a different outcome.
Absolutely. So that then became our sort of, we took that on as, okay, well, now we're going to be a family, not just a soccer team. So now it's from as much as we can, we provide them with toiletries, food, clothes, every single thing, stipends as much as we can. But it has
How's the team doing?
Really well. Really well. I think I'm a very competitive person, so I don't like, it's not just about that. It's like about ticking, it's holistic, you know. So we're doing well. We got promoted to this it used to be called the SAB League, but now it's the SAFA Johannesburg Men's Regional League, just under the ABC Motsepe team league. So right now we're looking at...
So ABC is your next
It's
target.
our next, exactly. We're looking at, I think we're starting on the 7th of September. The league is beginning on the 7th of September, and we are literally all focused, every single one of us, the team management.
Please tell our people into camera why they should sponsor your team or get involved in your team.
Okay, so one, I think if you are passionate about football, this is the kind of team you want to be involved with. We at the heart of it care about youth development. We care about putting our players in the best situations. We actually recently went and played with the first team of Kaiser Chiefs, which was an experience I think that has changed their minds, their passion and talent. So placing them in spaces where they will get the best opportunities is a huge part of our mission growth mindset. So if that is something you are passionate about, we welcome any sort of help and support. And I think that if you just want to see people doing well, people who need a helping hand do well and truly know that our hearts are about making a difference.
Absolutely.
Then I would encourage help, please.
Before we move from Armour FC,
Yeah.
being a woman chairperson of a team.
Oh my gosh.
Do you ever feel like if I was a man, maybe they'd listen differently?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think I see it on the grounds. I think, you see, because I love soccer so much, I'm there. Like I'm even giving suggestions on subs, like, coach, maybe you should sub this person and do that. So I think that in itself already makes certain people or men look at you a bit weird. Like, why is she even here? So definitely I do think so. But I think that that's not something that I keep at the forefront of my mind, because then it will make me maybe change the way I interact with people. But now I think that they're just used to it. They're like, we know, you're trailblazing, bulldozing. You kind of have to be you have to overcompensate a little bit sometimes. You do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think there's also something about the feminine touch
Absolutely.
in business.
Oh my goodness.
That allows you guys to operate in a way that might unlock more than the way we do things as men.
My goodness.
And I think for women in business, I always advise be careful not to switch it off.
Wow.
Because you're trying to step up to the men.
Wow.
Because your feminine touch is a superpower already.
Absolutely.
But now if you want to think, I'm one of the boys, you're not one of the boys.
No, exactly.
And chances are you're there because you're not one of the
100%. No, I think that's amazing. I think that's so insightful of you to say, because I think a lot of people would not encourage that. I think that there's this energy of like women being too agreeable or something. But there is something, like you're saying, that feminine touch is important. There's also like I don't know, a spiritual touch, where you have this intuition about something that I feel like is innate to being a woman, and there's something very important about that. You just feel things differently, and it's a good tool, I think, to use in business. So
Absolutely.
100%, you're so right. Yeah.
Let's go back to childhood.
Yeah.
What are some of your fondest memories of growing up, Komabopane?
Wow.
Kobotamani?
Gosh, so many. I think the one that sticks out is just my connection with my gran.
Okay.
Similar to how close I am with my mom. I was close with her and she was close with her mom, but she just made life so exciting, from her storytelling and her just like, sometimes when I'd go to bed, I'd find like a chocolate under my bed, or sometimes I'd like scream her name because she loved her garden.
I was raised by the wrong grandmother. A whole chocolate under your pillow.
Look, it wasn't happening every night. Let me tell you that she was very strict, but when it happened, it was, it was so fun. But I remember her always saying to me, like, I would scream her name, trying to figure out where she is, because she had a garden and she would, be in her garden, and she'd come to me and say, don't scream my name at night. You're going to get, like, they're going to steal your voice away, So all these like crazy stories and things are probably why I then went into acting or storytelling. But I think that growing up in Mabopane was like, I connect that closely with my gran, her love for soccer, her love for Kaiser Chiefs and running down the street.
I was about to say, she better have been a Kaiser Chiefs
Oh my
fan.
God.
Otherwise, you must leave now.
No, you're a Kaiser Chiefs fan.
For life.
My goodness, I'm so happy. I never meet Kaiser Chiefs fans.
No, where were they?
Oh my goodness, I'm so happy.
So what about these pirates?
Literally, everyone I know, my mom's Sundowns. Oh my goodness, I can't. Yeah, so she loved Kaiser Chiefs. That was also where my love for Kaiser Chiefs started, and she had this loud whistle and whistling, and those were my fondest memories.
Now, you're born in a different skin as a child.
Yes.
How do you navigate your childhood? And how are your family by your side in that navigation?
so integral in that navigation. If it wasn't for them, I do not think I would be where I am, or even have like the confidence I have, in my skin. Once again, from my mom, my dad, my gran, they were all intentional about every single decision they made about my life. So I think when I was born, my mom immediately got me a dermatologist, best dermatologist, best doctors.
So she knew what she needed to do immediately.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think she did know, but she also felt like she needed to equip herself. So she actually went to library at that time, I guess, because you didn't have Google or whatever.
Absolutely.
So she would go to libraries and just read and read and read. And my gran also had like a crèche, and she said, I'm leaving the crèche. I'm just going to focus on my granddaughter. Everyone was sad, but I think that it was for her an opportunity to just instill.
So as a child, what did you understand was happening with your skin?
It's interesting because I knew I was different because they when my mom and my gran and my dad would interact with me, they would say, you're beautiful but I don't think
beautiful.
Thank you so much. Gosh. But I wouldn't say I felt.
You never felt like you are
like an outsider or
other.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. And I think it does go back to the intentional choices that my mom and my gran and my dad made at the time, and being very strategic about even the schools that I go to, for example, so that definitely helped me just be confident and not have an issue or feel different. And also the people that were around me treated me just like anybody else.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, when you look back, is there ever a time you wish or you feel like maybe you were overly mollycoddled versus treat me normally, or don't make me feel like I'm different? Because sometimes we do that unintentionally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
where
unintentional.
You're not trying to make a person feel like they're different.
Yeah.
But inadvertently you end up being it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't think so. I mean, now, for example, I think of things like I loved swimming, and I was like in this, which is difficult obviously with my skin, but I remember my gran being there the whole time, and then she would call me and put sunscreen on me, and then I'm back in the pool again. So there were things that were happening, but they didn't feel like they were like things. She needs to do this, and it's like, I wear a hat, but so do these other kids, and yes, I put sunscreen, and so do these other kids.
Absolutely.
So no, I don't think it ever felt like it was too much. I think it was just the right amount, probably because of the intention behind it.
And dating, did you ever feel like someone is macking on you because you're different, or because they're curious?
Gosh, good question. Yeah. I don't think so, no. And I'm also like very picky with just the people around me, so I think that from the beginning, or at least the energy that I give out is that's not an option around me, so that's never happened before. And I've just always also been intentional about the people that I've accepted into my close space,
Are you dating?
I am.
And hashtag dating Michelle.
Yes.
What does Michelle look for in a partner or a potential life partner?
Gosh.
What are the boxes that must be ticked?
Okay, first box, I think.
And also,
yes,
what red flags are forgivable and what red flags are not?
Oh my goodness gracious
because some flags can be turned into green flags.
Do you think so?
I believe so.
Really?
There are red flags that you can tell that this one is damaged goods.
It's just done, yeah. Okay.
But there's red flags that you can tell that maybe they don't know better.
Yeah, okay, good point, yeah. Yeah, I think, okay. Well, first box, I think, is just faith. And I think that, having a close connection to God is the main one.
So let's be equally yoked. First things first.
There we go. Number one, first things first. That's the main one. And then I think just being compassionate and caring, passionate about what you do. My partner is a musician, he's a drummer, he's so passionate about what he does. And
so you guys are equally yoked. You bring drama, he brings drama.
You know what? And the thing is, I feel like he's so kind of the opposite of what you would think a musician is. It's like you would never, if you met him, you wouldn't think that, oh my goodness, this guy is like full on drummer, which I think there's something quite exciting about that to me, being able to still be who you are in a space that might change you or something, you know. So thank goodness I haven't encountered any like red flags with him, but definitely we've had our, like any relationship, our ups and downs, but I think our main thing is that we always have to communicate, and we always have to find a way to figure out. And I always say to him, I was like, for me, the main question in life is why. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we where we are? Why am I saying the things? You know, if you can't answer, or at least try to answer why, you'll always kind of be stuck in believing that what you believe is right.
And I often find that knowing your why often guides you quicker than not knowing your why.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. So true.
You know what I mean? And knowing your why will sometimes answer questions which you don't have answers.
Oh my goodness, so true. Like, it takes you to places that you didn't even think you would get to. But that's the important part of asking the why. It's like a vehicle, and you don't really know exactly where the destination is, but as long as you're in the car going, that's the main thing.
What conversations do you guys have about the future?
Oh my gosh, we we actually, when was it? Last weekend went for shopping for engagement rings. So it's serious.
That escalated very fast. But why are you both going shopping for engagement rings?
Yeah, because I'm like a type A personality. I'm like hands-on. I'm not saying I want to know but he needs to know what I like.
But hold on. I thought engagement is tada.
It is tada, but like it's
ring.
a scripted tada.
Oh, but
It is, or at least to me, it mustn't be that like I know what's happening, when it's happening, what day. No, but at least now we're on the same page. Gosh, this is happening one day. Great. Yes. This is what I like. What do you like? Oh, nice. And then when it happens, it's still going to be like but it'll be even more perfect because you have sort of planned it. You know? Well, I think so.
How or when is it that you know what? Regardless of anything else,
yes,
I do want to spend the rest of my life with this person.
Deep question.
I'll tell you why I'm asking that question also, because I'm finding that a lot of relationships we're in are because that was the next person. So you've broken up with someone, and then the next person you meet, it's almost like we will make it work.
Right.
Versus... I don't know if I'm going to make it work, and I don't know if I'm willing to fight for this thing.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of us we settle into the next relationship. And if that fails, we settle into the next relationship.
Gosh, that's so true. And a bit scary. I think that it's like a thing of needing to be okay being alone.
Sure.
Because that can be hard. It's very difficult, especially if you're somebody who is, very affectionate or needs that partner, by your side. But I think that then it's like a bit of a disservice if you're just kind of settling for someone just because it's like, well, you're here,
Yes.
But I think for me, the thing that made me know that this is the person I want to spend my life with is it's just assessing as much as possible their heart and their intentions, where they come from, their family, and then imagining what life would be if this person were the father of my children. Like, what would that look like when I'm busy, when he's busy, when the kids are sick, or, is that somebody I feel like will be there truly, regardless of what happens? And the answer is yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
And with that ring, may it drag your arm down because it's heavy.
I hope
with a nice big rock.
Oh my gosh, I hope so.
Now, I want us to talk about your qualification. Because I remember in my matric year, because I did a lot of stage work in high school.
Yes, amazing.
So I remember in our matric year, the last term, while other kids were getting ready for exams, I was a part of 3 productions at the same time.
My goodness.
And one of them was Godspell.
Whoa.
And I remember my drama teacher saying, I can either give you a massive role in Godspell, or I can give you a minor role in Godspell, and make you a part of my theater in education team.
Whoa.
Because I know you're passionate about giving back, you're passionate about kids. So I chose to do the theater in education because it was a play
Amazing.
about kids abused kids basically. And we went to primary schools with this play. And just seeing the immediate impact for me was incredible. And I'm asking you this, and I'm telling you the story
Yes,
because
incredible.
one of your qualifications is applied theater.
Yes.
In simple English, what is applied theater? And how different is that to theater and education? Or is it the same thing with a different name?
Yeah, I think so. I think actually that would be, firstly, an incredible experience. And I think that you having an opportunity like that in Matric is so integral, you know. And
Dude,
and
I actually
Yo.
miss that era because I knew Matric was here. But I didn't care
Sure.
because we were doing the Lord's work.
Oh my gosh,
with
I love
theater.
that so much. That's incredible, honestly. I think theatre and education and applied theatre have more similarities than differences. It's understanding how art or theatre is a vehicle for people to, as a mirror, or
Sure.
to see life in a way that maybe you can't with any other, you know, art form, you know. I think that I think it's one of the ways to truly change people's mindsets, you know. It's not easy to change how somebody, let's say, grew up or what they truly believe. But I think when you use theater and truly implement those tools, people begin to question, you know. Sometimes you can use humor when something is not really funny, but if you use it in the right way, it can make someone,
It'll plant a seed.
where they go, well, why am I, you know?
So what would you say is the one pressing issue right now that applied theater could help amplify or conscientize people about? So let's say you have an unlimited budget.
Right.
And Minister Mackenzie says, or the Department of Education say, what's the one issue you want us to throw budget at, put into theater, and take it out there?
I would always, like, the number one thing for me would be looking at the issue of how we, especially as young people, or how the youth is struggling with truly being able to find their identity. I think that a lot of young South African men or girls and boys have lost themselves, I think maybe for many reasons, but they don't really have a sense of like tradition and culture and spirituality. And I think that when you don't have that, then you kind of have this like mass voice that isn't always authentic. So I think that just kind of opening the eyes of young people to going back inside and exploring our history, not as like a bleak, sad thing, but truly understanding the sadness and darkness of it, but also how that has contributed to maybe why we have one mass voice, especially as young people. So it would definitely be looking at a workshop that would kind of take us back to our true
journey back to self.
Yeah, exactly. That's so good. Yeah.
If you were to turn that applied theater piece, journey back to self, into a movie, who's your cast? Unlimited budget.
Oh my goodness.
And are you in the movie or are you directing the movie? You can't do both.
Oh my goodness gracious me. My goodness, this is so difficult. What a question.
That's why I do this job.
My gosh. I mean, look, I've been writing now, and I think that I've also grown to love being behind the scenes. So I think, gosh, I can't do both. Okay, so I think I would choose to be behind the.
So you direct the movie.
I would direct the movie.
Okay, who's the leading man? Who's the leading woman?
Gosh.
And who are the supports?
Oh my word.
No pressure.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely no pressure. I would say South African cast,
It's
obviously.
up to you, dude. It's your budget. You can even bring God in if you can afford him.
Leading man would probably be Thabo Rametsi.
Okay, love Thabo.
Yeah, I think he's so good with just handling nuance and,
Yes.
and complexity.
You know, I met Thabo
Yeah.
when we were shooting a DSTV ad together.
Stop, really?
Before he broke into...
Wow.
So
No,
I know
that's
him,
great.
So I know him from back then, when he was
it's so
still
good.
scratching at the door.
Yeah, no, and it like seems like he's just always been such a kind of focused
Yeah,
individual,
yeah,
you know, and a caring person. So I think he would know. I also want. I like to work with people who are open to collaborating, and I love people adding and subtracting, you know. So I know maybe a lot of other directors might not want that, but I would definitely want people who are open to contributing in that
Okay,
way.
so get involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think then it makes it more believable and
Yes,
authentic, you
yes.
know.
Leading lady.
Sure. Yo, that's a
We're
tough one,
we're running out
guys.
of time, so please hurry up with this cast.
Oh my gosh. Okay, leading lady would be, let's say, yeah, I would take a Tusombedu. I think that, you know, she also embodies both you know, she has weight, you know, in her acting, but there's also like a youthfulness to her that I think would work for the Journey Back to Self movie. Supporting cast as well. Yo.
Just one or two.
My
Just one or
gosh.
two.
Okay, let's say why? But I want to be in it. I can't be in it.
Okay, you can,
Okay,
but then you
I'll
can't direct it then.
Oh, okay, never mind. Fine. Okay. Gosh, I would say yeah, I mean, these are the people that I've worked with. I would say a Noxie Dlamini. She's also really, really amazing. I would say maybe a Candice Mudisele. I would say maybe a, gosh, what's his name? He's also from Mabopane. His name's Thabo. Thabo, you know him. I don't know if you've watched the show Champions.
No.
Okay, he's in. Oh, have you seen Kalushi?
I saw Kalushi.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's, gosh, what's his surname? His name's Thabo. He's from Mabopane as well. He's so funny.
Let me find out.
Yeah, Thabo something. Thabo. He's gonna be so mad at me. I don't know his surname. Yeah, he was in the cast of Kalushi, and he was also supporting, and he's also in Champions, and he's what else has he been in? Yeah.
I'll find it from you right now.
Okay. Yeah, he was there. Thabo and Pearl and him.
Well, there's Thabo Rametsi, right?
Yeah, there's Thabo Rametsi,
Yeah.
and then there's another one. He's got like a bit of a fro.
I'll find out for you in a second. Thabo Malema.
Yes, exactly.
Ah, yes.
He's so good, so hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, Thabo Malema. That would be my supporting. More?
From your mouth to the gods.
Yes.
And to God.
Yes.
May you find the budget for
Oh
for
my
that
goodness,
movie.
I received that. Thank you so much. I receive it.
You're young in terms of how long you've been in the industry.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
What are you seeing already that you feel needs to change? Apart from everything.
Okay, so look, I think the positives are that we probably, especially in the film industry, have some of the most, like the best crews.
Sure.
Really, really hands-on, hardworking, amazing crews, you know. So in that way, like in that aspect, I don't think anything needs to change. But I think that we just need to remember that if we are wanting, especially now, you know, the African storytelling and our voice is at least now we're being given an opportunity to speak and be heard. But then you also have to understand that there has to be a proper business model when it comes to making films and series. If you really want, I guess, the true definition of success when it
Yes.
comes to making films. And I think that we haven't even scratched at the surface of what it means to have proper financial investment in that space. And I mean, I know everywhere in the world it's like people aren't going to watch movies anymore, but I think that we need to.
But I think the numbers are changing.
They
I
are.
think
That is also true. That is very true.
Yeah.
That is true. So I think the better the stories are, and the more, especially as producers and directors, we are truly being. That our focus is on telling the story, and yes, of course there will be other elements, but I think that's the issue, is that you don't always have to cast people based on the hope that this will do good. It's more about, if the story is good, it's gonna sell. You just obviously have to have everything else supporting it, but that should be at the heart of it. So I think that if we had more of that, and then also just really pushing the stories internationally, I think that would help us grow our market, because the ingredients are there. We just kind of have to
we need a bigger
cook it up.
pot.
Yeah, exactly. We need a way bigger pot.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you working on anything right now we can look forward to support you?
So it's interesting that you're asking me about whether or not I would want to be on screen or behind the scenes. So my mom has been really good at creating relationship with casting agents internationally. So that is something that is happening slowly but surely. I'm being patient with that. But I've already written a TV series that has sparked some interest with Amazon and Netflix. So I think I used to be a very in a hurry person. So now I'm like, okay, no, this is good. It took me a while. I've been working on this since Rhodes, so it's like God knows what he's doing. So that is what I'm currently working on. So I think next year, 2025 will be kind of the start of filming.
Your foundation, what do you guys do at the Michelle Mosalakae Foundation? Gosh,
so much.
And how do we get involved?
Yeah. So we are on social media. We are online. So we are obviously still small and just doing our best. I think from the beginning, I've just always known that I wanted to, similar to you, just make true impact. So we've done workshops. Actually, we go to there was an orphanage in Mabopane where we did a workshop, a music and drama workshop, because I think that's also important. I mean, we did obviously take supplies and everything, but that there is an element of drama and entertainment that we feel we need to also give.
Absolutely.
So that's we've done that before a few times actually, and then I think it's just about going and speaking to young people. Some of them just want to be able to share, and have the ability to hear different stories and different ways of coping with life, so that's what we do, even though at the heart of it, it's always about what are your immediate needs, toiletries, food, etc. But then how do we impart something even more valuable than that? So we've done things in Deep Sloot, in Mabopane, Woodbank,
Next time you're in Deep Sloot, let me know.
Okay.
I'll come and join you guys.
Amazing. Please, absolutely.
And
you're so welcome. Please.
I'll add whatever value I'm able to
Oh my goodness, that would be. Everyone's gonna lose their minds. My goodness, we're gonna have to I don't know, get police escorts.
Yeah, because
and,
Michelle is there. What are you talking about?
Come on, oh my goodness. But I appreciate that. No, that would be great.
Dude, anything to do with especially kids.
Absolutely,
and
yes.
uplifting kids. And helping, reminding kids to think big. I'm there, so please use me.
Yeah, when you say that, it just makes me. So when we went to play with the first team of Kaiser Chiefs, a blessing in and of itself. So my mom and I created a relationship with Coach Arthur Zwane, and he came and watched one of our games and just loved the whole vision. So we went and played, and obviously the guys were starstruck. You can only imagine,
I don't know if I should pass the ball or ask for an autograph.
Exactly, So they played well. They were at least also in the second half. They kind of switched on. But the lesson I think for them and for me is that sometimes you have to. God will you'll pray for something and God is incredible. He there's nothing too big or small, and he'll give you this opportunity. But if you aren't truly believing that you are worth what you pray for, or actually the thing that's in front of you, you can stumble, you can fumble. So I don't think they did, but I think that it was almost too good to believe. That how is it that I
have access to,
I'm like, I come from deep sleep. I don't know, but that's how God is. He doesn't pick and choose who to, give opportunities to.
And I think it's one thing a lot of African kids, unfortunately, will struggle with, because a lot of African kids don't have access to opportunities. They don't have access to certain spaces.
Right.
That you sometimes can't blame a kid, despite how talented they are, despite how they belong in that space. You can't blame a kid for feeling like, but no, man, I don't belong here.
So right.
I feel like I'm an outsider.
You're so right.
You know what I mean? So I think it's important that we remind kids who the hell they are.
Absolutely. That their dreams are truly, truly valid, and I think for me, I kind of had to also check myself, and I guess check my privilege, because I started to get mad, like watching them not be the amazing talented players
that you know them to be.
But then I'd like click like, oh, okay, wait, like there is privilege in being able to sit with people that understand their worth, and that, like you're saying, is something that I am like also very passionate about, making them understand, so
Sure.
Yeah.
What's the rest of the week looking like for Michelle?
Oh, gosh. Okay. A lot of meetings.
Yeah.
We are also preparing, like I said, for the new league.
Okay.
So we'll have a few meetings regarding that. We are also preparing for the Netbank Cup. That is also going to be happening. So a lot of tactical, technical, administrative planning. And I think it will be coming to the Market Theatre actually on Friday for a show with my old drama teacher, Andrew Buckland.
Yeah.
So yeah, busy week, a lot of soccer planning, meetings. I have to also film a self-tape.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot happening.
Now, your first ever role came
Yes.
from an impromptu audition.
Oh my gosh, how do you know this?
So when you do a self-tape,
Yeah.
do you overthink it, or do you remember how you got into the industry?
Gosh, these questions are so good.
And therefore, you remind yourself where you come from. So a self-tape shouldn't be a big deal, surely.
It's such a good question, honestly, because like without, I guess, I don't even know how you know this, but it's like, I look back at how easy I was like gliding, when I first started. The fear, or like I don't know what I'm doing, was exciting,
Sure.
But the more knowledge and experience I got, for some reason, the more anxious I got, or the more like I need to make this.
The more cautious you become.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I don't know why, because that's not my nature at all, So I now, I think, it's almost like a cycle of life, I now know that I need to go back, like you're saying, go back to who I am, and remember how it began,
In fact, if majority of adults re-tapped into the naive child they once were,
Gosh.
they'd probably be more brave to try new things.
Oh my goodness.
But as we
This is so
grow,
deep.
as we grow up, we become so much more careful,
Absolutely.
so guarded.
So true.
You think if I climb the tree, I'm gonna fall.
Yeah.
But when we were kids, we didn't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I need to climb the tree.
And if I fall, it's fine. There's another tree.
Yeah, I'm going to climb another one. It's so true.
And the reason I'm saying this is because to remind you where you come from. Don't forget where you come from, and don't forget to tap into that young woman
Gosh.
that got you here. Because without that bravery of that woman, you wouldn't be here right now.
So true.
So please remember that.
My goodness, thank you so much. Yeah, I definitely needed to hear that. Yeah, no, that is excellent advice. Yeah, and there's so much peace with that, when you really look at it holistically, and then also just remember where it all started.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Michelle, we are out of time.
Oh my gosh, this has been so good.
My manager is looking at your momager and saying they're talking
Come on.
too much. So
I feel like we just started. It's been so good.
But
Thank you.
like I said, I've been a massive fan of yours for the
same
last
here.
4 or
Thank
5
you.
years. So
Gosh.
thank you for the talent. Thank you for everything.
Gosh.
And we'll see you at the top, dude.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
And
I
at
really
least
appreciate
you have a drummer in your life to play drum
Exactly,
roll
always
for all of your big
for me.
moments.
He might. I don't even know why he didn't bring his drums here, to be honest. But it's
Exactly.
fine. I'll sort it out.
Yeah, Michelle, thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michelle Mosalakae is about to leave the building.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we are done. Another show in the can. Thank you very much, as always, for hanging out with us on WOW What a Week. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, copy, paste, share far, wide, and with as many people as you are able to. Coming to you from AMP Studios, downtown Johannesburg, we are part of the Africa Podcast Network. Email us at waw@africapodcastnetwork.com. Shout out to Trevor and the team at Pezulu Works for all the production. Pezulu Works will turn any event of yours into a movie. Hit them up, Pezulu Works with an X at the end. Pezulu Works. Shout out to our show producer, Tabiso Sikwane, and to our executive producer, Keletso Modisa King. Until next week, have yourselves a wow week in spite of yourselves.